Welcome, dear listeners, to a discourse on the signs that herald the imminent arrival of a spiritual breakthrough. As we navigate the landscape of our inner being, we often find ourselves at the cusp of profound transformation. Today, we shall explore the markers of such pivotal moments and discern how to recognize and embrace them. The whisper of change, embracing the unsettling breeze of transformation. Have you ever noticed how, just before the onset of a storm, there's a subtle change in the wind? A similar shift occurs within us at the threshold of spiritual growth. The first sign of an impending breakthrough is often an unsettling sense of restlessness. You may feel a discordant hum in your daily life, an indication that the universe is nudging you towards change. It is as though the life you've been living no longer fits as snugly as it once did. This restlessness manifests as an inner yearning for something more, something deeper. You may begin to question the very foundations upon which your life is built. It's not uncommon to reassess your career path, your relationships, or your spiritual beliefs during such times. This is the soul's way of preparing the ground for new seeds of wisdom to be planted. Now, consider for a moment the nature of a seed. Before it can sprout, it must first rupture its shell, breaking free from its former constraints. Similarly, we must be willing to let go of our preconceived notions and perceived limitations. This requires a certain bravery, for it means stepping into the unknown. But it is within this very unknown that the potential for growth resides. The second sign that a spiritual breakthrough is near is a heightened sense of awareness. You may find your senses are sharpened, or that you're more attuned to the subtleties of your environment and the people around you. This increased perception is a tool. It allows you to observe the world and yourself with greater clarity. With this clarity comes the ability to see through the illusions that once held you captive. In this heightened state of awareness, synchronicities may occur more frequently. These are meaningful coincidences that guide you towards your higher path. Perhaps you stumble upon a book that speaks directly to your current situation, or you cross paths with a stranger who imparts wisdom that resonates with your soul. Pay attention to these signs. They are the language through which the universe communicates. Another sign of an approaching breakthrough is the experience of emotional upheaval. Intense emotions can surge to the surface, sometimes without an apparent trigger. This is not a regression, but rather a profound process of purification. It is essential to allow these emotions to flow through you, to acknowledge them without attachment. By doing so, you cleanse the internal landscape, making room for new growth. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. As we undergo this emotional cleansing, the practice of forgiveness often emerges as a necessary step. Forgiveness is not merely an act of letting go of grievances, but is also an assertion of freedom. It is an acknowledgement that the past no longer has a hold on your future. Thus, by forgiving, you reclaim your power and set the stage for a new chapter in your life. The fourth sign is the occurrence of challenges and obstacles. It may seem counterintuitive, but difficulties are often precursors to breakthroughs. They force us to dig deep into our reservoirs of strength and resilience, revealing capacities we may not have known we possessed. These challenges are not punishments, but invitations to rise above and discover the full spectrum of our being. In the midst of these trials, it is vital to maintain a sense of equilibrium. This can be achieved through practices such as meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature, anything that anchors you to the present moment. By cultivating inner stillness, you become the eye of the storm, a center of calm amidst the chaos. Finally, a profound sense of anticipation often accompanies the approach of a spiritual breakthrough. It is as if your entire being is waiting in silent expectation for an event of great significance. This anticipation is not rooted in anxiety but in the knowing that you are on the verge of a momentous transformation. As we draw this first part to a close, let us reflect on the nature of change. It is the only constant in our lives, and yet it is often met with resistance. What if, instead of resisting, we chose to welcome change with open arms? What profound transformations could we experience if we surrendered to the flow of life? The alchemy of the inner forge, cultivating resilience in the midst of transformation. As we continue our examination of the spiritual journey, we arrive at a stage where resilience becomes our crucible and inner alchemy our focus. This is the process where we transmute the base elements of our experiences into the gold of wisdom. The first hallmark of this stage is the emergence of a deep inner strength. You may find that the same challenges that once caused turmoil now seem to fortify your resolve. This newfound strength is not a mere hardening, it's a flexible, adaptive force, a willow tree bending in the storm but not breaking. This resilience is often born from a profound shift in perspective. Where you once saw obstacles, you now see opportunities. Each difficulty becomes a teacher, each setback a lesson. It's important to recognize that this change in viewpoint is not passive. It requires a proactive engagement with your life's circumstances. In this engagement, there emerges a practice of mindful choice-making. You become acutely aware that every decision you make casts a stone into the waters of your future, creating ripples that extend far beyond the immediate moment. With this awareness comes a heightened sense of responsibility for your actions and their outcomes. Another aspect of cultivating resilience is the practice of self-care. Recognize that to navigate this transformation effectively, you must tend to your physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. This means nourishing your body with healthy foods, granting yourself rest, and engaging in activities that fill you with joy and purpose. It is in caring for oneself that the energy needed for growth is replenished. At this stage, you may also notice the diminishing influence of fear. The very fears that once seemed to dictate the boundaries of your life begin to lose their grip. This is not to say that fear disappears entirely. Fear is a natural part of the human experience, but rather, its role in your decision-making process is greatly reduced. You are no longer willing to be held back by the shadows of what might be. Instead, you step boldly into what is. As you become less governed by fear, your relationships undergo a transformation as well. You start to attract individuals who resonate with your growing vibrational frequency. These connections are based on mutual growth, respect, and support, rather than dependency or the fulfillment of unexamined needs. The company you keep becomes a reflection of your journey towards wholeness. The process of inner alchemy also involves the distillation of truth. You begin to peel away the layers of societal conditioning, personal biases, and inherited beliefs to uncover the core truths that resonate with your most authentic self. This is akin to finding your voice among a chorus of others, the unique timbre that is yours alone. As you distill your truth, you also learn the art of expressing it with integrity and compassion. Communication becomes a tool for connection and understanding rather than conflict. You learn to listen deeply, not only to others but also to the silent wisdom that speaks from within. Now, let us ponder the power of a single moment of honesty. How often do we shy away from expressing our truth for fear of judgment or rejection? What might unfold if, in a moment of courage, we chose to reveal our genuine selves? The liberation that comes from such honesty can be the catalyst for profound spiritual breakthroughs. As we conclude this second part, we recognize the inner strength that carries us through transformation. It's a resilience that does not shy away from change, but meets it with courage and adaptability. In nurturing this resilience, we equip ourselves to move through life's trials with grace. The tapestry of connection, weaving the threads of universal oneness. In this third section, we explore the intricate weave of connections that form the tapestry of our existence. The signs that a spiritual breakthrough is near often manifest through the deepening of our relationships, not just with others, but with life itself. One of the most profound signs is the experience of oneness. This is a sensation that you are intrinsically connected to all that is. It is an understanding that the separation between yourself and the world around you is an illusion. In moments of true connection, the boundaries that divide us dissolve, and we come to see that we are all threads in the same cosmic fabric. This realization brings with it a powerful sense of empathy and compassion. You begin to care for others as extensions of yourself, understanding that their pain is your pain, their joy, your joy. This empathy is not born out of duty, but out of the genuine recognition of our shared humanity. With this empathy comes a responsibility to act. You may find yourself drawn to service, seeking to alleviate the suffering of others. This might manifest as volunteer work, activism, or simply offering kindness to those you encounter in daily life. Through these acts of service, you become an active participant in the healing of the world. Another sign of an impending breakthrough is the deepening of your connection with nature. You may experience an overwhelming sense of awe and wonder in the presence of the natural world. It's a recognition that nature is not a resource to be exploited, but a sacred space to be honored. This reverence for nature often leads to a more sustainable and mindful way of living. As your connection with the external deepens, so too does your relationship with your inner self. You may find that solitude becomes a cherished sanctuary. In the quietude of your own company, the voice of your intuition grows clearer. This inner guidance becomes a compass, helping you navigate life's decisions with greater confidence and clarity. The practice of listening, truly listening, to that inner voice is crucial. It is all too easy to be swayed by the cacophony of opinions and expectations that surround us. Yet, when we attune to our inner wisdom, we tap into a wellspring of insight and understanding that is uniquely ours. As you hone this inner listening, your creative expression may also flourish. Creativity is not limited to the arts. It is a way of being, a means of bringing forth the unseen into the realm of the seen. Whether you're solving problems, crafting art, or engaging in conversation, your creative spark infuses all that you do with originality and vitality. This blossoming of creativity often leads to a sense of abundance. You begin to perceive that there is enough for everyone, that scarcity is often a construct of our fears. With this sense of abundance comes the willingness to share your gifts freely, knowing that in the act of giving, we receive. Now, let us consider the impact of a single act of generosity. How does it feel to give without expectation of return? There is a beauty in such giving, a cycle of goodwill that enriches both the giver and the receiver. As we draw this section to a close, we recognize that our spiritual journey is not a solitary endeavor. It is a path that is woven with countless connections, each one an opportunity to experience the unity of existence. Reflect on the threads you weave into the tapestry of your life. Are they woven with intention, love, and awareness? The luminous horizon, embracing eternity in a transcendent dawn. As we venture into the final part of our exploration, we stand on the precipice of profound realization. This is the moment where the ephemeral dances with the eternal, and we come to embrace the infinite within the finite confines of our existence. In this luminous horizon, the ultimate sign of a spiritual breakthrough blooms like the first light of dawn after the darkest night. It is the experience of transcendence, where one moves beyond the limitations of the self and touches the divine essence that underlies all reality. This transcendence is often accompanied by an ineffable peace, a serene stillness that permeates your being. It is as if the turbulent seas of the mind have been calmed, revealing the clear waters of pure consciousness beneath. In this state, you understand that while you may play a role in the drama of life, you are not merely the character, you are also the stage, the audience, and the playwright. The sense of time may alter as you experience this breakthrough. The past and the future lose their grip, and you find yourself fully immersed in the eternal now. In this moment, every action, thought, and breath is infused with a sense of sacred presence. You become a conscious co-creator with the universe, manifesting reality with every intention. With the veil of separation lifted, you may experience episodes of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that defy explanation. These are not random occurrences, but signposts that guide you along your path, confirming that you are in alignment with the flow of life. As you stand in the light of this transcendent dawn, your heart opens to the full spectrum of love. This is not merely the love known in personal relationships, but an unconditional love that extends without boundary. It is an all-encompassing love that forgives, heals, and unites. In this stage, your purpose becomes clear. You understand that you are here not just to seek personal fulfillment, but to contribute to the greater whole. Your unique talents and experiences are gifts that, when shared, become instruments of change and evolution. And yet, with all these profound experiences, there remains a simplicity in the way you approach life. You find joy in the simplest of pleasures: a smile, the warmth of the sun, the melody of a song. This joy is a silent testament to the beauty of existence, a beauty that is always present, waiting to be acknowledged.